Round and round we go. We're on a quest to do better than our best. It's the High Score Club.
Welcome to the High Score Club. My name is Glenn Case, and I'm going to be playing Donkey Kong for the TI-99 4A. And I'm starting a little early this evening here, but I don't know. This feels like this could be a marathon game session in comparison. Happens on some Fridays, for sure. And I'm going to show you the actual TI first here. This is the Texas Instruments. There was also a silver and black model, which was the one that I grew up with. But right here, if we pop Donkey Kong into the cartridge slot here, in theory, and flip the switch, there we are. Texas Instruments home computer. And I want to point out that the joysticks that they have on this are kind of tied together. Like you bought a pair of them, whether you wanted a pair or not. That was just how they came. So let's start off by pressing a key and then pressing 2 for Donkey Kong. And making sure, first of all, that a couple of things are handled that are currently not handled. I just realized I've, not checked to make sure that the stream is going like it should. Specifically, I haven't made sure that the audio sounds like it should, so if you're in chat, feel free to let me know. But truth be told, that's the other thing that I have not done yet, was set up the chat where I can see it. So, okay, I hear it, so I've answered my own question in that regard. But as far as being able to see your chat, that's another thing that I need to do. I've not signed in yet, so I'm gonna sign in. And then we'll probably be starting about 15 minutes early in comparison to what we would usually be doing on this channel. So there is that as well. Let's get this rolling. High Score Club. All right, and there I am. And now my chat should be ready to roll. There it is, in theory at least. So we'll, I'll put in the word test because that's how these things work. And there it is. Showed up on the screen. We're good to go. And I believe on the dashboard we're already good to go. And there is some sort of a thing on here where if you wait too long, that's what happens. It just goes back to that. So let's turn it back on. Number 2 for Donkey Kong. And let's see how good this version of the game is. Oh, and as you see, we're looking at 225,100 is the world record for this version of Donkey Kong. That doesn't seem nearly as high as the other ones, but honestly, I've never played this. I bought the cartridge at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, and I haven't really touched it since, so it will genuinely be interesting to see if how bad this is, how difficult this is. I tested it out a little bit for the first time last night, so I can't say I haven't played it, but I haven't really played it. I just made sure it worked. Oh, let's use the correct controller here. Oh my goodness, I jumped 2 barrels. And then the little bit that I tested last night, oh my goodness, first of all, I'm probably going to need more volume. Oh my goodness. Oh, the sounds. It's actually a fairly forgiving jump arc. Let's get a little more volume here. Okay, when the hammer goes yellow... Okay, that's awesome, actually. My ability to hit barrels with the hammer from underneath is a good thing. Wow, so there's the song. We have the rivets level. That's another thing I genuinely don't know going into this, is how many of the stages survived. Oh, look at those fireballs. That's special. And the way that the hammer is kind of embedded into the level above there. And okay, so we've now established that you can still die with a hammer in your hand. There are some of the home console versions of it where that's not the case. Oh my. Well, fireballs are clearly dangerous. Although I struggle to figure out what it is that they look like. But it's not necessarily fireballs. They also do seem to have the mind of their own that you would normally expect for the fireballs from the arcade version, where they can change direction mid-jump on you. So jumping over them is dangerous. Yeah, I need to maybe grab this here. Maybe. Can I take them out from across the gap? Because I think I probably can. Yes. Okay, that was good. Yeah, I need to run. I swear it feels like the controller is going to fall apart under my grip. And it's not even that I'm gripping it hard, it's just that it feels like it's ready to break anyway. And I could be wrong, but it seems like my jumps are more effective than running. Like, I could probably get somewhere faster by just jumping over and over. Like, that's how good the spread is there. Mario's face looks like hot garbage that direction. Like, he looks normal there. I'm genuinely curious if there's going to be an elevator stage. And more to the point, will there also be a Pie Factory stage? Well, that was a problem, wasn't it? Come on now. I've not been able to time it yet to figure out just how long you have the yellow hammer before it's lights out. Yeah, okay, first of all, awesome. Have the elevator stage. Although it doesn't look like we have any springs. Okay, fireballs going up and down the ladders just as fast. That's dangerous, okay. Clearly can't do that. Yeah, that's when the fireballs are especially dangerous, is when they can go up and down the ladder just as fast. You can't use that part of the strategy that you would from the arcade. Alright. Although they do seem to like riding on the ladders a lot, for better or worse. Okay, that's... I can't get to the lower level of that, but I bet I could to the top level if I timed it well. These are good things to find out now. Yeah, not going to be doing that tonight. And that would make this the first home console version of it where it's really difficult to jump that gap. Like, I bet it can be done, but just not very well. All right, so now my high score is about 1/10 of the world record with that first run. And we've established a baseline, so to speak. So let's try it again. Enter. some ways, it almost seemed like I was running faster, but that's... okay. Two, three, four. So when you hit something, it seems like the music resets. So I may have to fall back to a visual cue with the hammer. Not 100% on that, but I think that's probably how it's going to happen. Now I just hope I can survive long enough to discover whether or not there's a pie factory. Yeah, these fireballs are going to be very deadly. They definitely have the mind of their own thing happening where they can be like, okay, first of all, they're way faster going up ladders. So that's also severely dangerous. I feel like I want to reset. Hit this, and hit number 2 for Donkey Kong instead of programming basic tonight. That's not part of the plan. Enter to start. I hit the wrong button, I thought. Just in case I did hit the wrong button and that was allowed, let's actually hit enter. Number 2. And let's hit. Gotta love that sound. Button first, then enter. And now all of a sudden I'm starting with 2 blue barrels for whatever reason. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. I don't know if it's exactly 10 strikes of the yellow hammer, but we'll see if that varies. That'll be a good information to know. Does seem like it's 300 points per barrel, which has been pretty standard. Didn't count the number of swings that time. All right. I swear you could jump faster than you walk. I'm pretty sure you cover more ground that way. Okay, that was my own fault, clearly. I thought that I was far enough over. That's going to be ridiculous if I decide that I need to leapfrog through levels to be the most effective. Oh, and leapfrogging backwards, maybe not as much, but looks like it was about the same amount of distance covered by it. Oh, that was luck. No skill whatsoever involved in that. That was strictly just luck. I hate how the hammer decides that it wants to just disappear there. It's dangerous. Yeah, and I got no faster way up the ladder. This is not like the ColecoVision version where you can just completely... I'm starting to see where the 25,000 world record is on this is actually pretty impressive. Oh, 225. Yeah, no, mine is 25,000. Pardon me. Yeah, this is not going to end well. So, definitely time to restart again. And number 2 for Donkey Kong, and button, enter. I think I may possibly slow down depending on how many enemies are on the screen at any given time, too. 1, 2, 3, I will take it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, I am pretty sure that was a lot more than 10 swings with the yellow hammer. So that makes me think it's maybe a little more random, which is scary. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, cool. All right. Yeah, that's totally Donkey Kong music, but I think it's normally at the end of this level that you hear that music. Usually. Because at the end of the barrel stage in the arcade, it's da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So that's... The music is on the wrong stage. I mean, it's on whatever stage they wanted to make it, but it certainly doesn't jive with the arcade version. I may seriously need to leapfrog and not go up ladders unless my life flat out depends on it if there's a fireball nearby. Because they are much faster than me. Can I jump to the left? Okay, yes. Thankfully, that's an arcade-style rule that still stays in place. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, okay, 9, 10. Okay, it's right around that. Have to be very, very careful about this, clearly. I felt a lot of fireballs for this early. Yeah, I better just roll for it here. Okay, yeah, that would be where you would normally expect that music. And normally Donkey Kong would also be falling to his death right there, which did not happen either. Don't get me wrong, it would have been extra programming, and maybe it was their way of saying, that's violent. Hey, come back. Okay, I'm almost positive that hammer lasted for less time. Not 100% on it, but certainly seemed like it to me. And now it's lasting longer. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, it's right around the same amount though. At least it was that time. Alright, so now, if I want to pass the elevator level, I can't try to do that shortcut. I have to do this the long way. Yeah, by the time I get to that, there's just no way. Okay, this could be interesting. At least this early on, there's no real challenge after that fireball, though, either. Because there are no springs. That's interesting. Da-da-da. Okay, we're back to this. I swear that I run faster when there are less enemies on the screen. Which, in a way, again, kind of makes sense. Based on the limitations of the hardware and everything. I'm really glad I was able to have that work. Yes, that was probably a good way to do that. Yes. So using the hammer in some of these home versions of Donkey Kong is not a smart move. On this one, it's practically the key to survival. Oh, this would be good. That worked out nice. The fact that it's keeping track of my level and that that's level 2, now we're at level 3. I feel like if a Pie Factory screen was coming, it would be on this next run here. Possibly the next stage, in fact. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that was... No. Oh, I got so lucky there. If that barrel had decided to go down both times, I would have been goner. For sure. Nice. Alright. Wasn't close enough, clearly. 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. I don't know if you get bonus strikes because of the fact that you hit one. It seems so random as far as when the hammer leads you. There's the Pie Factory! That's amazing! That makes this the first version of this that I've played that has the Pie Factory. That's seriously cool. I honestly didn't anticipate this on the Texas Instruments version of this. I'm kind of impressed. But I'm also wondering why we have a hammer right here. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll take it here, especially now. I don't think I can reach them from over here with my flickering hammer. Yeah, I certainly can't reach from across that divide there. Yeah, I need... This is scary. That... Are you kidding me? That fireball's gonna come right back down. Okay. Here comes nothing. And no worries about being too close to Donkey Kong on this specific version of that. Okay. And I think he's just kind of standing there. I'm just now noticing that after that last level, Donkey Kong's just kind of sitting there. Even on the Intellivision version of it. And I think I don't know about the Atari version, come to think about it, but on the Intellivision version, I noticed that there was movement, at least. Now I'm curious about when I get back to the barrel level, if Donkey Kong actually moves with the barrels happening. Or if he just kind of stands there and the barrels just do their own thing. But once again, no springs to worry about. Once I get past this fireball, I'm pretty much home free. And this is more or less, the purse is unguarded. I can just take my sweet time getting up to here. It has been so fascinating playing these different versions of Donkey Kong and determining the best ways to get the most points for it. I would love to take that out, but I don't think it's a smart move at the moment. Oh, I don't like that. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I need that hammer to go away now. Because I need this. Okay, too much activity happening up there. I need you to go away. You didn't. Like, the hammer's not going to do me much good now because of the placement. I really don't know that I want to jump at these fireballs. I really just don't. I don't think it's going to end well for me if I do. There we go. And he's still way faster than me, though. Alright. There it is. Alright. No, he does not move. The barrels are just kind of emerging. He's not really throwing them, they're just kind of appearing. Outside of the fact that the blue ones seem more likely to go down every... That might be what it is. I was trying to figure out what the deal was with the blue barrels. And it seems like one major difference on the blue barrels is that every ladder it has the chance to come down, it was taking every ladder. I genuinely thought I might have leapt to my death just then. That did not seem like that lasted very long this time for the hammer. It really just didn't. I think that's the difference on the blue ones. The first ladder it can come to, it'll just keep taking each ladder. And I think we're up to the same idea of the bonus continuing to increase with each level. Because we're up to 8,000 now. I feel like I should just go for it here. Oh, no. Whew. That was worth it for the bonus points alone. But anytime I see a fireball at this point, knowing that they go up the ladders as quick as they do, it's scary. Alright, I'm going to use that. Oh, and okay, so I stand corrected with the blue barrel, because that one definitely did not come down the first ladder it could. It's maybe a little more likely to. But that could also be just a bogus thing that I was thinking was the case and wasn't. The sound on this is another thing that's... Like, the graphics are right up there with some of the better ones that we've seen thus far, funny enough. But the sound... It's not horrible, but it's also not particularly great. So right now, second place is 128,100, so I'm very close to the second place best score. And then it's after the world record. Oh, I wish you would just go right back down. And you did, thank you! It was exactly what I was hoping. Oh, I swore I was sinking into that elevator just then. Might have just been projecting in some way. Alright. Seeing it as some sort of an art piece. Alright. Well, there you go. There's another level. Okay, and unlike some of the other versions, like the ColecoVision version, there aren't a lot of variations on this one. It's just Donkey Kong or no Donkey Kong. It's Donkey Kong or two-player Donkey Kong. That's your choices, basically. I like that it's not too ridiculously difficult to grab the hammer. I swear there has got to be something with how random the hammers are, where you either get it for a longer period of time or a shorter period of time, depending on what they decide that particular time. Boy, this is where you can get some serious points, though. Not as many as the Coleco, though. ColecoVision version, you can just farm points like there's no tomorrow. But it feels like this isn't far off. This is frightening. That is far too much activity in a single area. Okay. Oh. I need you guys to both go away. I need you especially to go away. Drop down a ladder or something. Go away, please. I don't trust jumping them. Then I do that. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, we get another crack at it here, apparently. If I can pass this level, I believe that'll put me in second place on this. I really don't want to go over that rivet if I can help it, because that will block off some of my points possibilities there. Oh, don't come up. Don't come up. You're coming up, aren't you? Nope. Yeah, you are. Okay. It's like I need to come get this one earlier. Don't like it. All right. Okay, definitely want that hammer if I can get it. And it's almost like they're more aggressive with the hammer. Like if they sense the hammer, instead of running away from me, they're like, I'm coming after you. Which as a points thing is great. Albeit a little bit scurry. I'm just going to do it. I know I could get more points with the hammer, but I just want to pass the level if I can. All right, second place. All right. We have second place now. Now it's all about the world record. 25. No, it's 225,100. Less than 100,000 points to go for the world record on this. And all right. Oh, definitely. Wanted those points. That's for sure. All right, cool. Oh, didn't want that. That was too scary. I will say another nice part about this is I don't have flying barrels that are... all of the barrels are being very nice and orderly and just coming down the ramps instead of flying randomly. That's... The random flying barrels in the arcade version is one of the most scary things on that version of it. 140,400. All right. Cool. Pie Factory time. Based on what I've been seeing on this, I really do like the idea of just getting through this level as quick as I can, but... Only so much that can be done with it, though. What can I do with this? There we go, that's what I need. Run. Take that, those points. Oh, this is bad. This is really bad. Although I do like the hammer being here after all, come to think of it. With that. Come on now. I need you to go away. Come on after. In that regard, I actually totally do like it. I don't see how I'm gonna... I'm losing all of my bonus here, too. Oh, man. Okay. Clearly, to me, this level is best if you just get through it as quick as possible. Because once there's too many fireballs, it's just too dangerous. Yeah. It feels like this controller is seriously gonna break. Okay. Get up here. Hope for the best. Yes! That is how you pass that level. Just gotta roll with it. This is that level scares me at this point. It seems like where I could really lose a lot of lives if I'm not careful. That was funny. Clearly, my little super jump. It's like, oh, you have the hammer. We'll let you take out that ridiculously high thing there. Okay, can't run fast enough there. I really was concerned that that could happen. I think that... Okay, wasn't my last life. But this is. I hate to be this close to the world record and screw it up, but... I have time for another run this evening if I really need to. That was good. I need this to be gone. Okay. Oh! Oh my goodness, that was far too close. Whew! Alright. And here goes nothing. Get away, get away. Go away, hammer. Thank you. Okay. All right, 168, 225 is what I need, 225. I mean, I say I'm that close to the world record. I'm really not that close yet. I have ways to go. Okay, you can go down. That would be awesome. And then based on how he's been reacting he just goes right back down the ladder, which is kind of hilarious in a way. That makes the elevator stage here one of the least threatening of all. I could still clearly easily die, but of the stages, once he goes up that, I'm safe. I can grab the purse if I feel like it's worth it. But other than that, what can be one of the most difficult stages in the arcade becomes the easiest level, really. All right, I think that brings us back to rivets again. Nope, oh, barrel time, okay. Clearly I'm not paying enough attention to the patterns here for levels. There we go. That was worth it now. I'm basing that on earlier versions of this that I've played, for what it's worth, where there's a certain number of barrels that you need to take out with your hammer to make it worthwhile. So I was at 68. By the time I lose my hammer, it's 63, so it's 500. And I think it's 300 for each barrel, so you need to take out a minimum of 2 barrels on this one to make it worth grabbing a hammer. Okay. Currently the second most dangerous level. With, I think, the Pie Factory. Well, with the number of... Like, it really could go either way, because with the number of fireballs and how scary fireballs are with ladders, especially, I could go either way on this, as far as which one's more terrifying. And the fact that the hammer makes them more aggressive is so interesting to me. Because I've been seeing the opposite on some of these, too, where it's like on the ColecoVision, they don't want to come anywhere near you once you got a hammer. Like there's a self-preservation mode that basically activates with them at that point. Yeah, just hover all around where my... At least it's where the hammer is, but again, it's like they know. What am I going to do with this? Hopefully get them to come after me there and yet go away. Okay, up top there's no one. The moment. No, I don't like that at all. If you... Oh, yeah, this is scary. Oh, that's not bad. Okay, that was luck. That was luck. I'm not gonna lie. That was not strategy. That was not brilliance. That was absolute luck and nothing but. Whew! Alright. 225-1. Pie Factory, right? No, okay. Thankfully, no. Thankfully, no Pie Factory. I'm not ready for Pie Factory right now. Which is why it'll be next. Get rid of the hammer. Okay. Oh. Oh, I'm so glad it went down. Oh, no! It can hit your head! Oh, man, you could hit your head on the barrel above, and that was a terrible, terrible time to learn that lesson. All right, so I'm going to obviously give it another run, but 198,000. Man, that was close, but I feel like I can do it. I feel like I could do that this evening. This world record can be... But that was so much faster right there. That barrel was careening down when I wasn't on the screen. It really is like they're programmed to be way faster, and then when you have so many of them on the screen, I should have known that that was possible. My goodness. I should have totally known that it was possible to hit my head on the barrel above. Now I know. Look at that, like the paltry little 3,300 points that I've got to work with here. Oh, that was closer than I would have wanted. Yeah, you've got next to nothing on the bonus at first. Yep. The fireballs may be the most intense ones I've seen in any of the home versions thus far. The fact that they're so aggressive when you have the hammer. The fact that they're super fast coming after you on ladders. The fact that they behave like their arcade counterparts by being unpredictable, where you can be in the middle of jumping them and they can change direction while you're jumping. Yeah, for any of the home console versions I've seen of Fireballs, this is, I'd say, by far and away the most terrifying ones. And there we go with that. I'm going to reset because losing a life that early means it doesn't bode well for what comes later. Yeah, and there's two that time. It's interesting. And clearly the whole blue going down every ladder thing has not been happening. Yeah, can't chase after them fast enough with the hammer. We've learned that a few times. Nope. Good thing I did that. Yeah, the controller feels like it's sticking on occasion, too. Having said that, I don't believe I have lost any lives yet as a result of a faulty controller. Let me just say that right off. Any lives that I have lost have been my own, and for my own fault. All right. So if I'm right, this will be 300 points. Yep. This is not how I would normally do this, but that seems like that could be an effective trick. Maybe. Maybe not. Because all that means is that there's less room for them to be split off. And ultimately, I don't like that. This is dangerous. Okay, got an extra life there. Come on up. I'll just go for it. Okay. Okay, let's see what we got here. It's like he just runs so fast at the beginning there. And you hit the button while you've got the hammer and it frees you in place and makes a purring sound. It slows down the game. That's interesting. Because again, it's like, I don't know how to interpret this. This is not what you're supposed to be doing. You're not supposed to be hitting the fire button while you've got a hammer. Totally slows it down. That's really funny. I wonder genuinely if it would also slow down the bonus, though, too. Because something tells me it. I don't know. With the way that these are programmed and everything, it may slow down the bonus, may not. Genuinely don't know. Go back down. There you go. That's a fireball. And then if I do this, oh, you're going to completely behave in a way I've not seen you do. Okay, that's good. And terrifying. He's way faster than me on ladders. It's so terrifying. I genuinely thought that might have killed me. I really should figure out how many more steps you have to take to get the purse, because it may take more time to go get the purse than the 300 points you get from it. And if that's the case, then it doesn't make sense for me to get the purse, because I would just be breaking even on points. Okay, yeah, I did that before too. I seriously thought that I had stepped. I want to practice that one more time here. Go over to it. Okay. I feel like I have to be a full step over, like right there. You're safe. Otherwise, you try to turn back around and you just fall right down. That was dangerous. Just, yeah, reasons. I hate that this is blocked off, but I gotta try to get some points on it. And to clear some of them out. Come on down. Yeah, you too. Aggressive as you are, you weren't aggressive enough there. Really? I need that to go away. Yeah, we'll take it. And ultimately, these TI controllers are not the most comfortable things. They're sufficient. I'm curious. I think it slows everything down, including the bonus. Now I know. Okay, I'm resetting. I'm hitting that, 2, and button, enter. All right. One. Was I getting more points for certain barrels? Like maybe hitting them in certain spots, which I want to say is kind of how it works in the arcade as well. Don't want to go up that, really don't want to do it. Gonna do it though. Come on now. Come hang out. like, okay, now that you almost don't have the hammer anymore, I will totally come hang out with you. Really love it if you just go away. Yeah, thank you. Now we're talking. Well, yeah, you can't trust that the hammer's going to take them out from above. I'm going to reset that as well. You could call that a boneheaded move, but it's a good thing to learn. Can't really sit back too far with this controller either, because it's on a short leash. Aw, man. Yeah. Come on. Come on, there you go. That was just silly and dumb. Donkey Kong. Button. Enter. You'd think by now that I actually would have learned that whole thing about jumping and hitting my head on barrels. Considering how I lost the best game I've had thus far. And the same sort of rules apply to having hammers and barrels that are directly above you as well. It's fairly forgiving, and it definitely sides on the hammer's side for that. Same thing with your head. Well, you know what? I'll take this all day. Well, that was amazing. I don't know if that's something that'll happen each time, but we'll take it when we can. My goodness. Nothing like starting a first level off with 10,600 there. Almost forgot about that. The whole jump across thing. Like, I'm going to have better luck jumping these guys than trying to do much of anything else with them, with ladders involved especially. If you're going to come up when I got a hammer. Or don't. Yeah, I feel like that could have ended badly for me. One down. Come on now. Yeah. Yes. That was amazing. Come on, let's roll with it. I genuinely don't know which one I want to go for more, but it seems like this one's safer at the moment. That was dangerous. Okay. I really do feel like the controller's trying to give way at key moments. Like right there, that pausing on the ladder was not me. Yeah, it seems like it could probably be screwed in more or adjusted better, the controller. Yeah, I don't want to be doing that too much when there are barrels directly above you, though, either. Because, again, you'll hit your head. So that whole jumping across the screen is more for the rivet stage, I think. Let us test that whole thing with the barrels and this stage, though, because boy, oh boy, if I can keep getting points right here every time a new barrel comes down. Yeah, that was just luck the one time. Still ended up doing all right, but good to know. All right. And I'm roughly 1/10 of the way there. All right. A little over 1/10. You know what? I think the amount of time that it takes to get this kitty to be questionable. Boy, I need to be something. I don't know what I need to be. But careful with the controller was what I was just thinking. I think if I hold the bottom half of the controller a little too tight is when it starts acting up. Okay, so what I need to do now, though, I think, is when he goes down, or even before he goes down, there we go. What on earth? Well, that's a failure. Don't know why it failed, but there it was. Thankfully, that wasn't my world record run. 2. All right. Awesome. Enter. We'll hope that doesn't happen again. Oh my goodness. Let's put 3 barrels just right there. That'd be awesome. It's barrel overload this time. In the sense of it being truly random. Like, let's hook it up with all of the barrels. Let's just do that. Come on, get rid of it. Get rid of it, please. Oh, man. We're definitely restarting that. 2. That was very unfortunate, because it may not have been a world record run. See, now we got 2 barrels. It's feast or famine with the barrels, I'm just saying. Oh, that's going to be really pathetic when I don't even hit 1. Oh, I got 1. I got 2. Alright, there are far too many barrels to be taking chances right now. There we go. Going up this one. I fully anticipated that one was coming for me. I'll take that whenever I can get that. Although clearly I had a much better run that one time when the barrels just kept coming like crazy. Because that's maybe, what, half of the score that I had for that level that time? I really do think that that's probably faster. We'll go on this level and do that. As much as I can, anyway. Maybe not. Might as well get this while I can. Maybe take some of these guys out. Yeah. Could be really... Oh, no. Okay. Now we're talking. Ah, no! God, I don't know if... yeah, I feel like I want to reset that, because especially where I had such a good run happening before and I got 10,000 on the first level, I feel like I can at least try to do a better job with that one. Button, enter. That was just a bad move all the way around. We're going to hit that. We're going to hit 2. Fire button. Enter. All right. Silly. Okay, all right. Let's see what happens here. we can do the ladder trick. Oh, man. Probably was partially just a matter of where I was placed, too. Yeah, certainly not going to do anywhere near as good as that 10,000 here, either. Just not happening. Some sort of a combination of things that one time that made it really just rock. And I can pretty much bet from how this has been going that you normally are not going to be able to get all the way across that earlier stage down there without running into some serious fireballs. That was luck. More than anything, that was luck. Come on over. Maybe. Alright. Oh yeah, that was beautiful. I would also count that as luck more than anything, but I'm just taking a few chances, I guess. Be nice if you would, yeah, and you're not gonna though. Run into my hammer. Okay. Now you can just come down there as much as you want. Just do it. You know, kind of want to get this one out of the way. That was luck as well. I'm willing to take points for skill when it's apt. That was not. Okay, you know what? I'm not even going to go for the umbrella. At that point, the 300 points I would get, it's not worth moving on to the next stage then. It's more worth it to move on to the next stage. So the next time I run into elevators, if I remember to, I should check that whole thing of whether or not it's worth going up after it. Okay. Here goes nothing. Come on. Rain down barrels. There's one. That is not raining down barrels. It just isn't. All right. Elevator time, I believe. And then the elevators just magically appear. Okay, that seemed unfair, but probably wasn't. In all fairness, I probably just jumped wrong. Somehow. Not quite sure how yet. Thank you for going back down. And back up. There you go. Oh. There you know. I was going to say there you go, but you didn't. I don't like that. Come on now. When is it safe? When is it safe? I think it's safe when you're heading up the other ladder. Yeah. So now, from here, it's not worth going there this time anyway because the fireball's just hanging around. So, clearly that time, regardless, wasn't worth it. But even when it's clear, I question whether it's worth the amount of time that it takes. Jump, though. There we go. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. All right. Yeah, there we go. Don't like that either. Really don't like that. Do like that. Quite a bit, actually. feel like this is probably going to be a good time to head up there. Maybe. Yeah, that's what I needed. Okay, this is actually really, really great timing for the hammer to go away. Come on. There it is, and there it is. In some ways, once you know how each level works, I don't know, it clearly doesn't work against you because knowledge is power, so to speak. But you start recognizing things where it can actually psych you out more. It's certainly not going to hurt to know that I can hit my head on barrels very, very easily. And that barrels come down the ladders pretty quick, too. Alright, make it rain, Donkey Kong. Make it rain, barrels. Like, no. You want them. I'm not going to send them after you. Not when you want them. Alright. 43,700. So I'm definitely thinking with this one, I don't even care about the extra 300 points there when you consider what can happen here if I just jump on it and come up. Yeah. That's safer. That is a safer bet than going after any of the points from the objects. Okay. I stand by what I just did. No. Oh, that's so dangerous. As fast as he is, that is so dangerous. I cannot believe I just survived that. Whew. All right. Need you to go up that other ladder. Really, I need you to go up that one and the other one. Just get away from me, please. I'm so glad I can do that, just like the arcade. That's one of my favorite things. I'm not going to test it. Here it's worth it, usually, the extra steps, I think. That was cool. Lucky. They are so aggressive. I really want to go after that. I'm not doing it though. Come on. Oh, don't do that to me right now. Controller. Oh my goodness. That. No. No, 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 no. Oh, don't do it. Yes, thank you. Now play up there as much as you want. Not taking the chance on the points. It's just going to happen. Fireball stressed me out on that. Well, it's going to be the barrel stage there. Quite a few barrels. Come on, don't. Okay. I was afraid of that. I was genuinely afraid of that because I have not seen a lot of situations where I jump straight up and make it over barrels. Works for me. How about getting rid of that now? Yeah. How about now? There it is. But oh. Like the times when I've jumped straight up and gotten over a barrel, I think is when the barrel's deciding to go down the ladder anyway. Couldn't just make it rain down barrels, could you? That'd be too easy. Alright. Yep, sticking with this, just get out of there as quick as possible. It'd be really nice if you weren't right there. Oh my goodness. Not gonna lie, that was dangerous. I really did not realize that pie was going to appear when it did. I'm glad it worked out the way it did. Oh man. At least there are no fireballs to worry about on this stage, which, not normally how it works in the arcade, of course, but again, we'll take what we can get. I know I could have hit my head on that, but I'm really debating how smart it is to try to jump over barrels while standing still. This definitely feels like a version of the game that is a lot safer to jump while moving to the left or right. Like, it's enough to jump over a barrel technically, but alright. Please go down. Thank you. I swear there's times right there where it seems like I'm just gonna sink into it. Like it hasn't decided whether the elevator wants to keep me on there or completely throw me away. You need to go up the other ladder. There you go. Okay. Actually, the amount of time that took was probably not 300, so that was worth it. Oh, man. Ah, double, man. This I don't like at all. It seems like the spawn points are kind of all over the map. Like in earlier home versions, they've been on the bottom. And that was more like up top. And that was more towards the bottom. Yeah, I need to take these top ones out while I can. That cost me. That cost me, and that was... I don't want to say it was the controller, but it felt like it was at least a factor. Ultimately, I do think I made the mistake on that. I hesitated. But it felt like I may not have been helped along very well with the control. Well, there you go. I think I have time for one more run, but 115,000, wow, that's certainly nowhere near where I was. Enter. Let's try this whole thing. Jump straight up. Okay, it can be done. Just have to be very precise and let that barrel get pretty close. it is. There it is. I'll take it. Come on. No. You know what? There it is. We're back to... That's better than the last time, I think. It's beautiful. 11,600. We will take that. I feel like maybe one of my problems might be heading to the right after that first... Yes, needed that. Needed that. What I would love is for that... Man, I'm telling you, up and down on this control is tricky. It's at least finicky. Still not bad, considering I would say that thus far at least, if it's cost me any lives, it's been one life thus far that it's at least been a contributing factor to. Although, ideally, a control would be responsible for 0 deaths. It would all just be dependent on the person and their playing skill. And how rattled they are, I guess you could say. You know, and that's on me. That's on me. I'm going to try this other idea. I'm going to head left first. And that may bite me in the ass. Partially not knowing where it would spawn. Don't want that one. Do want this one. It'd be nice to take out. That's just silly is what that is. I'm resetting. Super Donkey Kong. Fire. Enter. And that was a really good run at the beginning. I hope I can match that beginning again. Because thus far, it's been seemingly pretty random. Just bad move. I'll take the extra points from that, though. That was cool. I'll take that. Yeah, having to move, I think, kills that whole thing. For whatever reason. I'll still take 7,100. That's a nice start. I'm going to head to the left first. I'm just going to do that. Because right now it seems like, at least in these early stages, it's not a bad move necessarily. But then based on where these other guys appear... That seemed dangerous to me. That was just silly on my part. Restarting. I'll take the double jump. $7,600. Oh, I went back to my old ways there. fireballs. Normally an exercise in caution. More or less doing that at this early stage just because. I would love to take this one out if I can. I don't know which side's more dangerous at the moment. Honestly. I'd love to take this one out as well. Why don't you go away so I can get those extra 300 points? What do you say? I'd say that that was dangerous is what that was, and I'm going to probably need... There it was. There's the whole thing with them jumping in. I'm restarting again. 2. Fire. Enter. Alright. It's like if you lose a life that early on, it's almost not worth it. That'll work for me. I'm not going to complain about that one bit. Alright, there's that barrel. Yeah, I need to be better about being able to jump single barrels. It's just not working out so good. Yeah, it's silly. I got lucky that didn't hit me. Although we've certainly seen at this stage of the game that I wouldn't have been above resetting again. Yeah, I'll take it from that side too, just as easy. This is a very good first run, actually. Head to the left. I feel like that's not a bad move. Come on now. Oh, that hammer's already gone. Okay, be careful about that. This is dangerous. That's nice now, because over on here I've only got the one to worry about. But again, we've seen what can happen with a single fireball that decides to change its mind mid-jump. That's all it takes, is just one. Okay. Okay. One. There we go. 3 made it worth it. I'll jump that. And this over here. Watch out for my head here, as we've seen. Right. This is proving to be a waste of time at the moment. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, thought I was going to get 4. Didn't happen. All right. All right. Time to go to this. All right. You are just too dangerous for words. Drop down. Not that way, though. It's far too scary. There we go. Gotta fool you into going down that ladder. That's really how it's gonna happen. And there's something about that animation that always makes me feel like Mario's about to just fall right off the elevator. Come on now. Step over here, step over here. There it is. It seems like if you step in certain spots, it can be the difference between a fireball moving. I think I heard something about that with the strategy where, like, stepping in certain spots, you can kind of divert barrels if you know what you're doing. I'm not that good. Take that, though. My goodness. It's a great start. Ultimately, that would be pretty much the greatest thing ever if I could... Oh! Not do that, first of all. I'm not restarting with it, because... In a way, that's good practice that I didn't want. But this idea of... Can I... No, you can't just trust that you're going to be able to take that... That was ridiculous. I'm definitely restarting now. Off, on, 2. I think I'm way over my hour. Yeah, not way over it. 10 minutes over. Yeah, that works. I would take 8,400 any day for a starting level. Same for 200,000 first, and then we'll see if we can take the world record on it. Definitely feel like I'm losing some steam. Oh, now I'm back to my old ways, too. I'm like, hey, let's... Just went for it. The smart move would have been to have gone down the left side. Come on now. Come on up. You come on up too. Yes. I will take it. I will like it. Really are a lot more aggressive. For real, they are definitely more aggressive, I think. Don't think that's just my imagination. Ah! Okay, well, once again, jumping straight up is my weakness. Silly time to lose a life, what do you do? In this case, yeah, grab a hammer. That would have been nice if I'd had the hammer just a little bit longer. clearly going way over tonight in comparison to my normal 1 hour show. I think that's more of a Friday thing if I don't have other plans that are getting in the way too much. All right. Yeah. Gotta be careful with those. Love it. Excellent start. There you do. Boom. Did it wrong. Turning around there does not ever seem to work for me. To fire. I like that start for the barrels. Not wearing my Deadpool slippers again. I want to point that out because I'm noticing it again. And when I've been wearing the Deadpool bunny slippers, it seems like I've done better. Okay, so before I restart yet again, off, on, or not, on. Okay, my goodness. It's Deadpool bunny slipper time is what it is. That's my Pitfall 2 world record from recent history. I was wearing these. Pretty sure my other one that I just had that was a world record run was wearing them. It hasn't been foolproof, but on the same notion, I'd say couldn't hurt, but what do I know? Well, I do know that I'm going to jump this barrel. That's a lot of barrels on the screen all of a sudden. It really just decided it didn't want that. Didn't want to take that barrel out for some reason. Like, no, that barrel's my friend. So we're not doing that. It's not even having... Wow. Talk about a pathetic first run. How many points would I get if I just... Probably not enough to justify it. Left. Haha! So aggressive. Thankfully not as aggressive when you don't have the hammer. It's when they have the hammer, they just get pissed off at you. It's like, you're trying to take me out? How dare you? I'll make it easier for you to do so. I'll come right to you. Make a decision. Fine. No. That's right. Go the other way. Seems like it's a little easier on the right-hand side for some reason for me, as far as walking across the rivet and jumping back. For whatever reason, it seems to be a much larger challenge on the left side. Yes! I will take that. Yeah, in all fairness, I was not where I needed to be for that. You know what? I will take the rain of barrels from the left-hand side, even if it is a little more dangerous. That was just bad timing on my part. I took a chance. It did not pay off. I hate to lose a life that early, but I really hate to restart again. That's so funny. It's so funny that that jump takes him out. Okay. You have so much a better chance on this one by jumping left or right. Like, jumping straight up is just far too dangerous. I genuinely didn't know if that was going to be a good move or not. Never been wild about guessing on distances on that. Yeah, I'm gonna not do that. All right. Left. Oh, thank you, Joe Cam. Big camera. I knew exactly what you meant. Every time, man. Every time. And I had a world record run. You know what? I'm going to restart it just because of that. And this is going to be the good run. Because here I was playing that entire time that way. I get it tattooed on my forehead or something to actually check for that before playing. I've not learned from past experience. I've learned many things about the home versions of Donkey Kong over the past week. Sometimes, some of the versions where it seems safer to jump in place, other ones where barrels apparently disappear like that. The ColecoVision version where the barrels flat out leave the screen after you've jumped them. They're just like, yeah, nah, I'm gonna go away for a while. You've jumped me. Clearly, I don't have any other use, so I'm just going to fall to my death now once I get to the end of it. This one, it's that jumping to the left or right is a far better option. And the fireballs are terrifying in this version because they go up and down the ladders at exactly the same super fast speed. That's me falling to my death like an idiot. Yeah, the Coleco version's amazing. It says, yeah, I had the Coleco version, haha, loved it. I think it's one of the better ones, definitely for the time. No question that for the time, it slayed the Atari and Intellivision versions. I was all set to believe that the Intellivision version was going to be the worst one that I was going to play this week. And I actually think it might be the Atari one. Because it's the only one that I've played thus far that's felt like a chore by about 45 minutes into it. I'm like, this is not even fun anymore. It was great for the time. But in comparison, it's like night and day. Oh, God. That almost was bad. And the Texas Instruments controllers are, yeah, this is bad. The TI controller here, I think I need to adjust it or something because I've definitely had problems going up or down on it on occasion where I'll be pressing down, but it is not registering like it's supposed to. I've lost amazingly small amount of lives that way, but I've lost some lives that way. The sound on this version, though, oh my gosh. Might be tied for amongst the worst sound. Graphics aren't bad. The fact that this version has the Pi Factory in it, I was very impressed by that. I did not anticipate that the Texas Instruments version of this game would have the Pi Factory, but it did. And it does. And I'm also terrified of it because the fireballs might be the scariest in this version. Oh yeah, are you telling me that a near 40-year-old controller might not be working that well? Yeah, exactly. I question whether this would have worked very well when it was brand new because of the design, though. Okay, that was just a bad move. And again, when you lose a life that early, it only makes sense to just roll with it. Which is to do the opposite of rolling with it, actually. It's to restart it. Roll with a restart. Figure that one out. Yeah, they're just... The actual feel of these controllers is not comfortable. Not conducive for long periods of playing. And in a way, a very interesting thing because there's two of them. You buy them as a pair. I don't know if I can think of any other controllers in the history of consoles where you buy them as a pair because, well, the paddles for the Atari, where there's two controllers per one plug-in. But this is, you get two joysticks. Whether you want two joysticks or not, that's what you get. Plugged into one port. Head to the left, Glenn. Alright. And that would be suicide on certain versions of Donkey Kong, for what it's worth. And that was... Okay, I'm doing it again. It's just... Earlier, I was very close to the world record. I'm clearly getting frazzled. And I think that jumping moves you faster than just running. In this version of it, at least. Alright. Yeah, the graphics are not bad on this version of the game. I bet if you got out the calculators and everything, you would discover that jumping sideways on this version of the game is faster than just running. But it's also dangerous because you can hit your head on the barrels on the level above you. Okay. That is not a bad first round. Close to 9,000 points. I've gotten ones where I've gotten over 10,000. That just wasn't going to happen there, though. Left. All right. Mario's like, I'm a kangaroo. I'm like, that's a different game. And these fireballs are just so incredibly aggressive when you have the hammer. Like they're pissed at you and you have that hammer. They're like, I'm coming after you, dog. Which is really the most upsetting fact is that they use the word dog. But, yeah. Was going to go after that hammer. I just don't know if I want to right now. But I do want the points, in theory. Although I could easily lose just as many, about as many points. Especially if I don't get any fireballs with this. Come on, you guys are aggressive, right? Yeah! Okay, well, about that. I don't like jumping these guys. I really just don't. And they are so terrifying with that because they are so much faster than me on the ladders. It's ridiculous. Nothing like the arcade where they're faster going down, I think. Like they're slow coming up the ladders, and yeah, that's not how it works here. They are just as fast either way. It partially explains why the world record on this game is so low for a Donkey Kong game. And not in the millions of points. This is just bad. I'm gonna have to jump one. It's gonna have to happen. Alright, maybe two. Alright, there we go! Done. That's at least accurate music for that level, but it does it at the beginning of the first level too. Instead of the da 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 da. That's. I don't know if you've also noticed that Donkey Kong does not move. Ever. In this version of it, Donkey Kong does not move. So he gets the special prize in this rendition of it. For being the most statuesque, I guess. Yeah, and now just do it 12 more times. Exactly. Earlier this evening, I had a very good run going. And I lost my last life by jumping and hitting my head on a barrel that was on the level above me. Which is a good lesson to learn. It's just, it was a very bad time to learn that lesson. In some ways, this is the easiest level. Because, first of all, no springs. Only 2 fireballs to worry about. But again, they're fast on ladders, so it still makes them somewhat terrifying here. And the amount of time it takes to get the purse is barely worth going after it. So, and my new strategy on the Pie Factory when I get to it is just get to the top as quick as possible before too many fireballs appear. Run the other way. I genuinely don't know if there's something going on where my jumping is perhaps affecting their behavior. I stand by the fact that it seems like they get so much more aggressive when I have a hammer. Which, in a way, is a nice thing for the programmers to do, because it's like, hey, you want points, right? And they actually get more passive when you don't have it. It's like, eh, just hanging around. Not what I had in mind, but I'll take it if I can get to this one. Don't like that at all. Really don't like that. Well, that at least was a very impressive fall. I will take that. I won't even restart on that. It's like, if you're gonna fall, let's just go all the way with it. Okay, I'm gonna jump you if you come too close there. Get aggressive on me, boys. There we go. Yeah, exactly. Taupe suicidal. Yeah, I'm telling you, they just come right after you. No joke. Of course, the downside is that now that means one of my most difficult ones to get to is the one that's upper right, and that's often too scary. Okay. How about we take you guys out over here? It'd be really wonderful if you would just walk into my hammer. That's very nice of you. Thank you. All right. Good timing. So now I can take care of this one. And at least there's other options. I'm starting to realize that up top, if you leave those rivets, you don't have nearly as many options of getting around. Yeah. I swore my head was actually going to hit that fireball. And then I was going to curse. Probably. All right. I don't like that one bit. I don't know if I can jump both of those. Barely. Barely, 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 barely. All right. I'll take it. That was a pretty awful early situation to be confronted with in a barrel stage. Oh my goodness, I should not have survived that. No, that was... No, I should not have survived that at all. Nothing more than luck happening right there. By every conceivable aspect, I should have been dead. Some of the stuff that happens in these games, man. Okay, run like the Dickens and just get out of here ASAP. Running to the right. Hoping for the best. There it is. Done and done. Pie Factory gets really scary because there's a lot of fireballs that just start coming around, so that's the reason. I do what I just did right there. Has exactly to do with the fact that there's too many fireballs on the screen and it becomes impossible to navigate. So it's just get up there as quick as you can, run. So I'm going to almost do the opposite of what one would think here. Yep. Wait till he's doing that. Good. Safe time to jump. I've been saying it, but it seems like Mario sinks into that specific elevator in such a way that it just is also scary. I love doing that in the arcade, by the way, as well. You try it in some of the home versions and you die by doing so. Yeah, it takes out all of the rest of the intrigue of this specific level, though, because once you pass that second fireball, it's... The only way you're going to die at that point is a mistimed jump. That has to be the easiest elevator stage. Still the scariest fireballs in any of the versions of the game. Except maybe the arcade. Yeah, don't want to go over that one just yet. Come on. I would love to take both of these out. Maybe three. Nope. Can't be that lucky, I'm afraid. I'll take that. Can I get... Yes. I like this. I like the way this one's panning out. Yes! Oh my goodness, that is a really, really good position for this level. I will take that. That's fantastic. Scary barrels on the way. Alright. That might be how I sing that song from now on, actually. I just now came up with that. I like it, though. Scary barrels on the way. Alright. And again, the barrel stage is probably still the most frightening in the arcade because of all of the random barrels that get thrown. And you'll notice that that's not happening here. All of the barrels that are there are moving in a neat and orderly fashion and taking their time getting down here. instead of getting flung like crazy. All right. Yep, run like the dickens and just roll. I'm going to probably go to the right. Oh, I hadn't even thought about the fact that that works really nicely if I run to the right because of the... Yeah, see, there's already 3 of them now. Because I'm running with it at that point. That's nice. A level that can be very, very intimidating. This one, earlier this evening, Pie Factory was the one I was the most afraid of, and now it's almost like free point. It's not necessarily free points, but it feels like free points in comparison. Making it to where the Rivet stage now is the one I fear the most. Which, let's be real, that's what it should be. With the unpredictability of the fireballs, that is the one that should be the most frightening. Yeah, thankfully for that. That seemed like those barrels were so close together that it wouldn't have been a smart move to have done the run and jump thing. Okay, this is actually... everything's coming up Millhouse here. Come on now. Be really nice for it to rain barrels down this ladder. Ah, yeah, now it does. Thank you. That was wonderful to do that after my hammer left. All right, we're above 100,000 at least. On the way. Yeah. In some home versions of the game, that would have been a death. Oh, this is a nice clear path. I'll take that any day. I swear, the elevator stage can be like 3 points, depending. All right. Left. And again, even doing that right there at the beginning of that stage in some versions of this game would be, again, suicidal. Because that's their spawn points on, like, most of them, I think, actually. At least I think it was the ColecoVision version one that I was playing the other night, and they spawn there. So going after them that soon is just not a good move. Okay, that was kind of awesome and unexpected. I did not think that I would be able to do what I just did there. I'm pretty sure in the arcade you sure as hell can't. Oh man, I just need to... Yeah, you just keep going. Do not come back up that ladder. Please. Alright. Thank you. Maybe because I asked nicely. You can get aggressive now. I got a hammer. Now you're going to run away. I'm actually going to go after this one first. Because again, it seems like I have more options if I come down this way. I could be wrong, but it feels like there's more options with those ladders in the center. All right, 123,000. No, and I would say definitely not. Where you look at each level, as far as the items, you get 300 points per item. And the amount of time that it takes to get those items, often not worth the points you get for it. The fact that it's only 300 points per item, like, you can easily lose that much just in your bonus time. And with a hammer, it takes, on this version of the game anyway, about 500 points of bonus time. So you need to hit at least 2 targets with it to make it worthwhile, because it's 300 points per thing you take out with the hammer, too. So the hammer is almost always worth it in this version of the game. That was the question, so is it not worth it to try and get all of her items for points? As a purist, I want to always grab her items, but I've discovered in these home versions, there are times where it just doesn't make sense to do that. Don't like this. I don't like this at all. I really don't like this. Oh, I don't like this at all. This is why I fear this stage. Yeah, that's the strategy of it, is in theory it's more difficult. In some cases, at least. Damn it. Remember this stage being the one that I said was almost like 3 points? That's what happens when I start slipping up here. Yeah, as a purist, I always want to grab all of her items and not leave anything behind, but... yeah, because I noticed that the things that you're like directly next to you to skip wasn't sure if it's strategy. Yeah, that's the reasoning for the strategies. I started timing out how long does it take for me to get over to that item, and basically what's the risk versus reward of it. Okay, that was stupid. That was just a stupid move, is all that was. I can do better than that, and I'm going to try again. Enter. I'm not done quite yet tonight. I'm definitely... Fridays, I think I'm just going to do what I'm doing here, where I play a little longer than on the rest of the days of the week, as long as I don't have conflicting plans. Normally, I try to just go for an hour. Alright. But especially where one of the runs was so close to a world record. It's like I really should try. Okay, yeah, we're just going to wait right here. Okay. You know, on the stream I did, I tied the record for Pitfall 2, was one of them, for the Atari 2600, which is more of like a perfect game sort of thing, where you can grab every item and not mess up once. So, there was that. I think I'm up to a total of 6 world records and 1 second place. My second place is my Yar's Revenge world record that took 8 hours. And the gentleman who passed my score on that actually informed me that seeing my video of it inspired him to try for it. And he succeeded. And my thought is, you know, if someone is going to beat my record, at least it was after seeing my video and thinking, hey, I can try to do that. So I want to say it's just the 2. Because before I started doing the High Score Club channel, I had 4 world records. I had Yars, I had E.T., I had the perfect game of Dodge'em, which only takes about 5.5 minutes, by the way, for a perfect game of Dodge'em. So it's not a particularly difficult one to do. It's 1,080 points. Oh, this is bad. This is so bad. Just because also they are so ridiculously scary on ladders. I'm going to have to jump one of these at some point, I'm pretty sure. As much as that's scary when they decide to change direction. Don't like it. This is early on, too. What am I thinking? Okay, I'm going after it. Get aggressive. Come after the hammer, please. Thank you. So, yeah, that worked out. So yeah, before I was doing High Score Club, Yars, E.T., both Howard Scott Warshaw games. And again, Yars being my only former world record of the ones I've submitted. Tron Solar Sailor for the Intellivision. One of only 4 games that had the IntelliVoice as a thing. And then Dodge'em. So then the 3 that I've picked up since then would have been Pitfall 2, which I did on the stream, Ninja Golf, which I did on the stream, and I'm forgetting a 7th, I believe. Oh, I don't like that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Chuck Norris Super Kicks. Chuck Norris Super Kicks for the Atari 2600 is my other world record. And right now, if I submitted it, I would have an 8th well, 7th world record, 8th score on the boards for Winter Games for the Commodore 64. I played the biathlon. And the thing is, I feel like I could do better on it. So while the Winter Olympics are going, maybe if I can achieve this world record, if I'm still feeling it, maybe I'll go for the biathlon world record right after. That would be fun. That gives me reason to make sure that I just beat this already. So I'm not spending the rest of the night going after it. Oh, I don't like that. I do not like that. Go down. Not the one I'm on. I guess I could just do this, huh? That's what scared me, too, though. Oh, man. How did I even die there? I don't even know. How many retro curling games are out there, you're asking? I'm going to say not nearly enough. It wouldn't surprise me if there's a Commodore 64 curling. Would not surprise me. They made quite literally thousands, if not tens of thousands of games for that console, for that computer. But Winter Games we just played the other night on Traverses, and it's something like 6 or 7 events. The hot dog aerials, which Rachel got a world record for the other night. Her first. We still have to submit it. The biathlon, speed skating, figure skating. There's a second figure skating one that's some variation of figure skating. The ski jump. Oh, hell. Hell. Yeah, there we go. You're saying, Korea, Great Britain, Swiss, Norway, Canada, Sweden, or Japan, Italy. And I'm not sure exactly. Okay, that, by the way, what I just did right there is very surprising to me. Not a lot of versions of Donkey Kong that allow you to step on the rivet and make it go away that way. I am kind of surprised I didn't fall in a hole just then. Not quite sure what you're asking on that question there, Mr. Jokem. If you're talking about the countries being represented, maybe different styles of curling? Oh, you mean releases for the Commodore 64? Maybe. Maybe. Oh, which curling match to watch right now? Oh, so it's going right now? Oh, man. You know, go Canada, Sweden on that. That seems like that would actually be some curling masters right there. And the other one that I didn't mention from Winter Games while I was on that frame of mind was the bobsled. There's a bobsled event for the Epic's Winter Games for the Commodore 64. Which is basically the same Winter Games that the Angry Video Game Nerd played for the Nintendo and didn't like at all. There we go. All right. Yeah, I knew curling was coming up, and the first time I saw curling was definitely on the Winter Olympics one year. I feel like I should almost have that going on in another screen in the room to where I can watch that too. All right, here we go. Nothing. Here goes nothing. You are on the left-hand side. I'm going to the right. I'm hoping for the best. Well, that's a stupid way to lose a life, but there you have it. It's on this screen again. Head to the left first. You know, I don't know what the Venture record is for ColecoVision, but I know that's a fantastic game. I played the Atari 2600 version for this channel, but it hasn't aired yet. Before I started doing live streams for the channel, I recorded a number of them in advance. It was one of Rachel's ideas where she thought, you know, if you have to miss a day, you should have 2 to 3 weeks worth of episodes ready to go. And so this is just not working out well, and I don't feel like I want to try to do 150,000 points plus on a single life. Yeah, the Coleco version I really should have, because I do have a ColecoVision still. And I may even have the Venture version on that, but I think I just checked the other night and I was like, oh, I still need to get that. Okay, we're going for it again. I have not given up just yet. Yeah, the Atari version of Venture is still surprisingly playable, but it is not as good as the Coleco one. You're right about that. I think the reason I got confused about whether or not I have the ColecoVision version is I have one of those retro ColecoVision all-in-ones. And I need to get a functional ColecoVision controller where the fire button works. The other night when I played it, what I did is I used my second controller to select the games, and then used a Atari controller in the first port, because that's a possibility. You won $2 off of your, it says, I won $2 off my dad as a kid with Venture. I would love to know how you did that. It was a situation where you said you could do something, he didn't believe you? Yeah, you bet me $1 you could beat me in a 2-player game, and we had a standing offer that if I ever beat all the stages to where it looped, you'd get $1. And you did it! Joe Cam, I believe you could probably take the world record on that, but I'm not 100%. On what? Oh, damn it, that was just... Okay, that's stupid. I believe you could take that. Based on what you just said right there. Unless the... And I'm going to look it up right now. This is a good time to do that and breathe for a moment, step back. ColecoVision / Adam. Looking up Venture. And it looks like there are 21 records for this game. On skill level 1, oh my goodness. So, the world record on that game is 21,005,300. With the next closest being 11,750,000. Robert Copley set the current world record in 2017. August 1st, 2017. Good Lord, that's a big, big record. All right. It seems like if you go for certain games, it's a lot more plausible. Like, I saw this world record for this version of Donkey Kong and thought, well, that's not very high. And then you play it and you see why. No, and interestingly enough, I have not seen a thing with the way Twin Galaxies is set up now where it says how long the video is, but it is a video submission, so I could, if I clicked on the video, if I clicked on the submission, it would probably have a link to a video. But yeah, that had to be hours upon hours, I would think, for that high score. Because I want to say my Atari version of it that I was playing, I don't even think I got to 1 million. And the top 5 people, like top 6 people, have at least 3 million on their score. I do love that Twin Galaxies is doing what they're doing now for the score submissions, where it is a peer review process. And that seems like it's a fair thing, especially for people who care about being legit with it. This is not going well. 2. Fire. Enter. Yeah. I feel like I won't even need to reset if I can just get past the first few stages without dying. I'm getting a little too... I wouldn't say frazzled, but... I'm locked in, but I'm not locked in. Okay, come on. Rain of barrels right now. There it is. It's like it is paying attention to me. I'll take that. That was nice. I do wonder if they have a separate score for Venture on the ColecoVision All-in-One, because I imagine it's probably a similar record at least. Okay. that was nearly suicidal right there. Not gonna lie, that was not a smart move on my part. Almost cost me. All right. That last minute is like, oh yeah, you grabbed the hammer there. We'll give you that. It really is almost like it had to decide. Yeah, I'm just gonna go up top. The amount of time it would take for me, like the bonus moves pretty slow though, I will say. Yeah, but that was right there was 200 bonus to get to the top right there, versus the 300 it would have cost me to get the purse from where I was at that given time at least. I don't know that I like how the barrel's set up on these. There's some times where your opening setup is not particularly forgiving. And then if you decide that you want to go after a barrel, you're not fast enough. You have to decide that you're going after that barrel to start. And that was scary as well. Always scary to potentially hit your head on a barrel from the above level. I don't know if I want that. Okay, I do think I want this. Okay. Good. Yay! And while I was nowhere near the Coleco world record for Donkey Kong, I feel like I could get on a roll, and given enough time and patience, I could go for that one, I think. Because when I eventually did die on that, it would have been right near the top 5 best scores, and it was just a boneheaded, stupid loss of life. The way that I died on my last life was just really a bonehead move. Which, really, isn't that what most of them are? Some silly mistake. And on the ColecoVision one, I was just going back and forth on it, like playing several times and not getting anywhere near, and then I went from not doing that great to flipping the score 5 times. And I think I would have to flip the score 15 times, so if I'm remembering right at least, I was probably about 1/3 of the way to the... That might be wrong, though. It might be a way higher score than that. The patience might be the thing that you're saying you don't have that kind of patience. That may be what I have the most of. I think that is what led me to being able to get the ET world record. Is the patience to play ET for in excess of 8 hours. And as far as my patience goes outside of video games, I distinctly, like, it's been one of my favorite recent stories to tell, but I fought with a soda machine once for God, how many hours? An hour or 2. I fought with a soda machine to take my dollar, and I eventually won. It took my dollar, but it was only after, I think, at least an hour of fighting with that soda machine to take my soda. But what I would like to say, though, is A, this was before the internet. B, this was when I had nothing better to be doing with my time because I was accompanying my mother at her day job. no one else in the building to trade dollars with. It was like an after hours, like weekend style thing. And so if nothing else, one of the things that I think that I do have is patience and the ability to kind of get locked in that zone when I have my mind set on something. And I think most people who end up getting into the world record style high scores, you've almost got to have that. And the people who are speedrunners have to have even more of it because, oh my God, you can't even make a single mistake. In my biggest world record scores that I've done, I've made plenty of mistakes. I made so many mistakes in ET. I made a lot of mistakes in YARS as well. And in both of those scores, for what it's worth, I decided to quit playing. I did not lose all of my lives for my ET score, and I did not lose all of my lives for my YARS score either. I just got sick of playing. That was a stupid move. All right. And also worth mentioning that my ET and YARS records, I had to go after fake scores by a very well-known Todd Rogers. I was going to say, I was struggling with his name there. But my ET world record, I had to surpass a fake score by Todd Rogers. And on YARS Revenge, I had to surpass a fake score by Todd Rogers. We assume at this point it probably was fake because it looked like he faked most of his scores. And once you faked as many as he definitely did, that they've proven that he did, then like who knows how many of them were actually true. Yes, to my credit, I'm sick of playing ET is a fairly common phrase, especially after 8 hours. And at that point, not realizing that it is legal in the endurance world record runs to take breaks every 2 hours. You can take I think it's 10 or 15 minute break every 2 hours. I did not know that when I went for the ET world record. So I played that without taking any actual breaks. And one of the funnier things that happened as a result of that was 6 hours into it, I start realizing I kind of need to pee. And my wife, saint that she is, ends up asking me, do you need to pee in a cup? I'm like, I'm not going to take it that far. If I have to pee into a cup, the world record can just be saved for another day. Half an hour later, I reconsidered. So, yeah. The one and only time that I've ever done that, but it was partially because I didn't want to have to play for another 6 hours when I was that close. With YARS, I knew that I had those 2 hour breaks, and so I utilized them. Yeah, he said that's what bottles are for. It's a coffee cup. It's a tall coffee cup. For what it's worth. And thankfully, you don't get to see that part on the YouTube video. That was ridiculous. That was my mistake. I will totally take credit for that. This is not going to go well, I don't think. In some ways, I have no business continuing to try to go for it with this where I'm on my last life, but stranger things have happened before, where you just have a really great run on the last life. And I'm definitely not going to get there if I keep resetting over and over and over again. The other tricky thing with the ET world record was the running out of tape, because I was actually using 8mm video camera, if I'm not mistaken. Or whatever I was using, I will say that I was running out of footage time. I think I may have actually been using a digital camera, but I realized that I was almost out of, you know, I was getting to like the 6 hour mark, and it's like, I don't know that I'm going to have enough. I don't think it was battery because it was plugged in, but it was like storage space in order to film this whole thing. This is going to be a problem. And so while playing it, I had to prepare a VHS tape and like get that into place, switch over to the VHS tape, and then like, you know, in moments where I was in a pit or whatever, and it would be like, okay, prepare the next thing here because that VHS is also going to run out after a while. So there were extra things to worry about that now with Twitch being a thing, not nearly as much of a concern. You just you just play now. You don't have to worry about where the storage space is going to come from. And like the concerns of like flipping tapes and all of that stuff. All right. I go from fearing this level to thinking it's like the easiest thing ever to fearing it again to thinking it's the easiest thing again to fearing it again. Be nice to get an extra life, but I believe though that ship has sailed. I believe all the extra lives there are to get have been got on this run. Oh no, one. If I don't grab at least the second one, wasn't worth it. Okay, barely worth it. Barely worth it. Pressure's going to be on. Yeah, this is a good little run of luck with the barrels there. Yeah, I'll take it. $100,000. Not quite halfway there, but not far off. I would have sworn that was a legit jump. I'm kind of glad that I died there instead of really close to the world record, though, because I might still, again, have another run in me. And we're up to, what, 9:41? So we're already a couple hours into this. I think one of the other challenging things about this version to me is that it seems like the amount of time that you have the hammer is pretty random. Yeah, I'm glad that you also call shenanigans on that last death. I think I've died in similar ways on the elevator level. So there's something to the jumps where I've just got to be very careful with the jumps on that level. That's really all there is to it. And know that that's something that can end up working to my disadvantage if I'm not careful. All right. Left, if I remember right. I should almost always be going left. Yes. I really do not know if jumping like crazy like that has any effect on the behavior of the fireball. But, oh, that's hilarious. You can apparently do back jumps. Honestly, was not going for the hammer there, but I'll take it. Just for style points, I kind of want to end up actually doing backward jumps as often as possible on this level. But why stop there? I can just do it wherever possible throughout the game. This is not one of those times, though, because I need that hammer. How about this? How about we go over here and take a bunch of you out. Hopefully enough of you to take out the dangers. That would be really amazing right now. Okay. I need these two to go away. Running up here. Nope. Run up. Run down. Running up. Ha ha! This is not a terrible first start. Too many barrels to start right there. I don't like that they're already that far down. I don't like it. I mean, I do as far as the amount of points that I can get from them, though. Come on, come down the ladder. No. See, right there, that does not feel like that is anywhere near the same amount of time. There is a random element to that hammer where I don't think it is always the same amount of time with a hammer. In fact, I'm fairly positive it's not. What I can say about most of the versions of this game is that the amount of time on the hammer, you can time it with the music. Like, I know exactly on beat where it's going to stop on the ColecoVision version. I mean, it adds an extra challenge. Okay, yeah, I've almost, with that first jump, I almost have to feel like I'm going to over-jump. I think that's what it is. I could be wrong. That's the best guess I've got. Intentionally almost over-jump. Oh, this is dangerous. Yeah, like, if that... I do not like entering that elevator from the lower half. I just don't. And I could go for this. Okay, see right here, 47, 46. So that's not bad there, right there. You lose a little bit of time, but you probably lose 200 bonus to get a 300 thing. Like, so the payoff is only about 100 points going after the purse. If there is no fireball there, then yeah, by all means, get the extra 100 points. I'm telling you, there's something to that. It feels like there's something to that, where if I just jump like crazy, the fireballs almost decide to stay away. Could be a superstitious thing. Don't know. This is really, really dangerous right now. I don't have a lot of options here. But right there, whew, I needed that. I really, really needed that. How about you guys come after me and be like your normal aggressive selves here? Can you do that, please? Yeah. Probably should have gone over this one first. Alright, well, this is not a bad position to be in. Of course, the second I go over that, it's over, so I'm not going to get any points on this. There's no one coming after it. Okay. Dip. Worth the hammer if I can get at least 2 barrels. It's already worth it. Everything else is gravy. 3. Double worth it. Alright. I was anticipating that blue barrel was going to come down, and then it didn't. I would like it if the barrels would rain down right here. Come on. Bring down the ladder. Yes, thank you. I didn't realize until I played the ColecoVision version here recently that there's an area on the stage, the rivet stage, where you can farm points like crazy on the fireballs. You just go right near there. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I so did not want to do that. And yet I did it. Take out as many fireballs as I can, though. Okay, oh, this is bad. Yeah. This level got my number. And I don't mean that in a good way. The fact that I jumped for that hammer cost me my life that time. I'm pretty sure of it. Okay, that was good. That's good. I can do that. All right. It's all about just getting up there as quick as possible. It's such a wild card, that level. So then okay. So that disproves my thought of like over jumping, because I totally over jumped that time intentionally. Okay, there's something I've not figured out about this level here. Maybe jump from this center part. Okay, well that's safe. Being that this is already completely screwed up, I'm going to practice this. Okay. So that seems like that's my thing. If I want to safely jump onto the first elevator, jump from the ladder. Jump from where the ladder is there. Wow. To have a good run like that going and then just lose it for such a silly reason. Alright. This is not a particularly good first barrel run. Do a barrel run! It's all about learning the tricks to these stages, though. Even here, on what kind of seems like a BS death, you learn what the BS deaths are and you avoid them. That was a pretty terrible first run for points. But I lived through it, so. And to the left. I haven't been singing Scary Barrels Coming Down. I genuinely don't know if that's just psychosomatic, but it seems like it's not. That was dangerous. Come on after it. Yeah. I've also noticed that if you have the hammer and you're just continuing to walk over that, you won't hear that sound as you go over the rivet. Thank you for timing that and confirming my suspicions about the hammer being random. I mean, it's one thing if you're expecting it, but if you know that that's one of the ways that this game works, then you got to work with it. That was scary. You changed direction on that. Da-na-na. Da-da-da-da-da. You say you're awful with your BVCs, and I'm sure that is probably a term that I should know that I do not. Seems like it'll be a handy term when after you please identify that for me. What is a BVC? Is that like a risk versus reward thing? That was scary, by the way. Okay, I looked away for a moment, but I think that barrel just disappeared. So I'm always mixed up using the B, V, and C keys like seconds. Oh, got it on a keyboard. Got it. Because B, V, and C are all right there on the keyboard next to one another. Yeah. All right, so now I've learned jump from right about there. I don't think I can easily. I should try this while it's early here. That's not a bad way to go. Okay, so again, I don't think this is going to be my run, but I do think that this is a good practice run here to figure out. All right, this is not a bad way. Instead of jumping from the center, I feel like this is a lot safer than it seemed. Okay, cool. Clearly, that's what I need to start doing. And get caught by a fireball on the way down. That's beautiful. All right. Fire. Enter. This is the one that's going to count. Knowing what I now know, I have an extra piece of ammunition. Knowing that that top spot is safe to jump from, because it hasn't felt safe. But when you can make what seems like legitimate safe jumps from the middle section, why not try it? And then discover that the top's actually way safer. And that was a stupid move. So my whole thing where I said this is the one that counts, that was a little bit of fake bravado, I guess. All right. This is getting ridiculous. All right. Yeah, they're all right there, all rarely used, and I can't ever get them straight. Yeah, I believe that, especially in the heat of a moment on a game. I use, like, well, but what I use, like, Control X and everything for is more like at work. So I've gotten to where I can do, like, the cut, copy, paste stuff pretty easy without thinking about it, but it's because I use it hundreds of times through the course of a day. Desk job. Okay, that's an old problem coming back to haunt me. On my best run there, jump and then have the one just hit your head. I really think that's faster in some ways. I don't know why. And the music for that is clearly a little weird too, where it's not the you wouldn't think it would be that much more difficult to program those extra notes. I guess it is a fair amount of extra notes. Maybe there was something that they saved in programming at the time by not programming in the full song. Yeah, it's about half as long. But then you have that song. They had to do the I went against my own thing there. Went to the right first instead of the left first. This is bad. This is so bad. All right. Hell? Okay. No. I need this hammer bad. All right. It's my new song. All right. This is one of the short hammers. You're too scary. They are so much faster than me. Fireballs are freaking frightening in this game. Not that they're not anyway, but in this version of it, they are absolutely terrifying. They are far faster that you don't have any relief. That does crack me up, though, sometimes when you grab the hammer and it grabs an enemy that's way up higher than you. Like you jump just so, and it's like, yeah, we'll give you credit for that. No. I need you all to just go away. Can you do that, please? Can you do that? Can you... Nope, you can't, apparently. Or you're choosing not to. Now I'm cornered. I feel like the only way I'm going to pass this level is if I do some brave jumping. But I also could easily lose a life that way. Alright. I need you guys to just... Okay, here we go. Well, that's one way of brave jumping is don't give me an option out of it. I cannot believe I survived that. I don't have many bonus points to show for it, but I... Yeah, you said you fully clenched back when you, on the ladder with the 2 fireballs. Yeah, me too. Me too. My goodness gracious. I could be wrong, but you could probably even time that and discover that jumping to the side is faster than walking. Because I'm pretty sure it's faster. And that was a short hammer. Yes, exactly. That's the key, is that you got to keep your lives so you can get the bonus points in later levels. And that was actually something I noticed about the ColecoVision version that was surprising. Boy, the bonus points go up like crazy in that version. Like, after a while, you're getting over 10,000 bonus points to start with. Like, the timer just gets to where you've got so much time to do it. It's like you can just leisurely stroll through it. It's almost more difficult on the earlier levels as a result. So now, new strategy. And boy, does it give me extra time, because once he's on the way down, I can milk that, partially. As we see, doesn't always work. Alright. And I would love to do my trick where I surpass most of the level. But this has been, again, a version of the game where I tried doing that earlier on, jumping ahead, and it was not working well for me. It's me jumping and trying to confuse you to where you'll go away. There you go. Like this area where I'm at right there, I should be able to jump to that, but every time that I've tried, I've died thus far. So now it's not even worth attempting that. Boy, it'd be funny if you could, though. Just based on the fact that there are only 2 fireballs to worry about in that stage as it sits. Oh, yeah, my whole I'm going to jump through the level thing, not happening right there. Just not happening. Yeah. Yeah, of course you did. Of course you went away there. That was beautiful. Not skill, but definitely luck. Whew, okay. The difference is, I feel like this level, if you have some semblance of skill, you can survive it. Pie Factory, too much of that relies on luck. I don't like being cornered like this at all. Really don't like it. Jumping. No, I'm not. Maybe I am. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. Hadn't decided. Okay. And maybe you. Maybe. Okay. That works for me. And there are versions of this, and I think the ColecoVision is another one of those where you never have to worry about the fireball changing direction in mid-jump. The only time that that's ever going to be a problem in the ColecoVision is if they decide to go up or down the ladder. Because I've never seen a fireball, even on the later stages of the ColecoVision version. You play it on skill level 4, it's no different. A fireball, when it goes one direction, is going to keep going that direction over and over until it either reaches the end or it decides to go up or down a ladder. There's none of the whole unpredictable, I'm going to switch directions while you're jumping me. Nope. Come on. Yeah, that's scary when you're nearly out of the hammer, too, and then... that double jump right there, and it's like I feel like I covered so much more ground in a shorter period of time. Maybe that's my thing with the Pie Factory, but I can't do it here. But I certainly can there. I don't know if that was just luck or what, but that might be the technique I try. No harm in trying it. Okay, we remember that we can, from here, wait until you're up the ladder, because I don't trust you. Wait till you head down the ladder. Maybe that buys me enough time. Yeah, there's no way I could jump over to that from there. There's just no way. Yeah, go away. There you go. Very nice. You're hanging out near the purse. Should I go for the purse? I shall go for the purse. Yeah, that actually worked out okay. I think somehow I got an extra 200 points out of that when you consider the bonus time I lost going to it. That wasn't bad. Hail? All right. That was, yeah. I have to take responsibility for that death. That was all me. I tried to turn around and jump, and I did not succeed. I like that the hammers are pretty forgiving as far as where you jump and whether or not they count it as something you grabbed. Because again, I go to the ColecoVision version for one where the hammer does not seem like it's particularly forgiving. You have to be pretty precise on it. And actually, if you're even just a little bit too far to the left, it won't count it. You will think that you've jumped and hit a hammer, you've hit nothing. Might as well at this point. Yep, this works for me. Okay, so now the question is this a safe spot? I don't think it is, but I'm going to go for it! Alright. And what do we got? Okay, we can do that. Oh, come on, that barrel is practically on top of me already. That's ridiculous. We'll go with Rockoculus on that, actually. Yeah. Okay. How about you go away? Hammer, you're not doing me much good anymore. Alright. Oh, yeah. I didn't know if I wanted to go up the... Didn't know if I wanted to go up the ladder just then, because it looked scary. Yep. Yep. Okay, how about now? Rain barrels, please. Or not. Alright. Like, no, you gotta do things the hard way. Fine. Dun, 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 dun. I at least want to get 200,000 points before I call it good. Jump, jump. Well, it's just one jump. Alright. And then run. Yeah, that was alright. Oh, yeah. There it is. It's either a gimme or a very scary level. Practically on top of me already again, Mr. Barrel. And the other ones are like, yeah, I'm not going to be anywhere near you. One down. Yep, barely worth it. Oh, that scared me. That genuinely scared me, because that did not seem like it was going to go my way at all. Alright. Oh, no! Oh, I should have known better than to jump right there. Not something that can happen in the arcade, I don't believe, by the way. Pretty sure that that is not something that can happen, or at least very often. I could be wrong. There may be spots, actually, come to think of it. I want to jump you, actually. Okay. I genuinely do not know offhand from memory if... Wow. Alright. This is a tough one. Are you kidding me? I don't know if I even got a single barrel with that hammer. That was such a good run. Oh, are you kidding me? I thought I was going to die again in that same spot, practically. I'm kind of surprised I didn't. Rain down barrels. Okay. Da-da-da-da. All right. We know the plan here. And I need you to go down. There it is. Oh, my goodness. All right. Yeah, change your mind already. Why don't you do that? There you go. The amount of time that I've lost just there, I'm just going to roll. Left. I have 8,000 bonus points possible here, which is not really possible to get 8,000 bonus points on this, let's be real. Oh my goodness! I was being relentlessly pursued by a fireball that was much faster than me. I don't know how many more runs I've gotten me this evening, but I got at least one more, I think. Need that, okay. No. All right. Well, that is a fairly pathetic point run. Sadly, one more than I got. I do not blame you for hopping off, good sir. Thank you for the good luck. I really have no business continuing this as much as I've been doing, but I'm rolling with it. I wouldn't say I'm feeling confident at this point anyway. There's some of these where I'm like, oh man, I'm confident I'm going to do this. Right now, I'm not remotely confident that I'm going to do this. But I feel like it's at least possible. But it's also been a while since I've been close to where the world record was. There was a, I think, a run before you were watching. I need the hammer to go away. All right, and it did, finally. I thank you for watching as long as you did, though, Joe Cam. Have a wonderful evening. That was a nice little thing there. Jump over a fireball and take out a rivet. Yep. All right. Appreciate the luck. Appreciate the viewership. Ah! A little scary. Yeah. All right. Okay. Be funny. I'm just realizing it'd be funny to say I have the Donkey Kong world record. No, you don't. On the TI. TI-99 4A. Oh, I believe that. You're lying. Or, oh, wow, that's amazing. Yeah, on the Texas Instruments, not the arcade. I wouldn't try to end up passing it off as the arcade thing, but it'd be a funny opening line. Yeah, I've got the Donkey Kong world record. Really? On the Texas Instruments. TI-99 4A. Scary. All right, thank you for heading down that ladder. When you did. Oh yeah, I just need to get over here if I can. Yep, there you go. Goodbye. Heading down, I'll do it. Just for the giggles of it there. Here you go, Pauline. I've saved you and secured all of your belongings. Yeah. Haha! Alright. It's cutting it close, I'm not gonna lie. I'm well aware of this. I'll take it. Seems like we're getting a few too many fireballs up in here. And I'm not wild about it. I feel like some of these fireballs need to die. Soon. And this might be a way to do that. I'm actually okay with them hanging out over there because that means they're not hanging out on my left-hand side here. As counterproductive as that may seem. You know what? I'm actually going to do this too. I was just thinking about how I can get some extra points if I don't take that out as the last thing. But I need to actually take some of them out, though. There we go. Yeah, this is a long hammer. Oh, that was a bad move, apparently. Of course, I wasn't thinking about a very, very key part of this. They respawn up top. Not a smart move. On my part. Very bad move on my part. In fact, I need you to go away, buddy boy. You are the difference between me winning and losing this round, and I need you to go away. You need to be over here. Come after me. Yeah, there it is. That's what I needed. I was almost going to get greedy there, and it was going to... Yeah. The extra 300 points is not worth it there. It's just not. Especially where I've not lost a life yet. I need to get to at least 50,000 without losing a life. Probably. That was just piss poor on my part. Come on. Normally, I do believe in the arcade version you can chase after a barrel and catch it with the hammer. That was dangerous. It's like you cover a good amount of ground with that, too. It's not just that you're faster, you just cover a lot of ground in a short period of time by jumping from side to side instead of walking. But it's still prohibitive because the barrel from above can totally take you out. 40,800. Jump. 3, Might as well take that out, I guess. I didn't even thought about the extra 300 points for that. I need you guys to stay on the left-hand side there, or right-hand side, I mean. No! That is something I had not considered on the Pie Factory stage. Good to know. Had not considered that one bit. Please be on the right-hand side. Don't show up on the left. Just don't. That's twice that I just got knocked out by a stinking pie of all things. And the pies themselves look like they are somewhat random as far as where they appear. And they don't appear on the upper right that often. So that idea of going to the left, boy, having such a good run right there and losing 2 lives to one of the, I mean, you call it pies, but the Pie Factory, the cement or whatever it is. That's an awful way to lose 2 lives so quick back to back. Yeah, there. No, didn't like that. Did not like it one bit. That was just a really silly, different move of, yeah. How about that? Yep. At that point, I was being silly anyway. All right, enter to start. Like, I'm not giving up, but I feel like I should be probably giving up very, very, very soon. That was just such an incredibly silly way to end up losing a life right there. It was just, and not one of them, much less 2. I can't even joke around about doing too many of the jumping across the stage on the barrels because they can easily take me out. Come on, I need to take out at least 2 of these. Well, there you go. Just barely. Barely worth it. $5,700 is normally about the worst. Da 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 da. Yeah. It really pays to take these top ones out where that's where they're respawning. In a way, who cares if they respawn up here while I'm up here? It may have more to do with where you're at that given time. I hadn't considered that. I'm not seeing them respawn much up top when I am up top. It might actually be a fair programming trick that's in there. Okay. So my thought here, really? I'll just do this because this is getting ridiculous. Oh, man. I'm losing faith here. I'm losing faith of even getting to 200,000, much less the world record, which is not that far past it. 2. There's 3. 4. 5. So that was a good run. I have to be careful about when I jump. At that point. All things considered, that was a great start. All right. Da-da-da-da. Oh, there you go. See if I can jump backwards. Nope. Probably can. I'm just not feeling confident enough to do that at the moment. Yeah. I would really love to take this one up. Okay, this one right here needs to go away. Yeah. It seems like just as good a time as any to do this. Really? There's one down. 3 down. 4 down. I'm going after this one first. Again, not a lot of other options around getting it. Here I can potentially go down and around this way. And have a fireball that's far too fast. Yeah, I may be done here. At least shortly. There'd be plenty of times where if you're absolutely nowhere near a world record, it's like, oh, well, yeah, clearly I'm done for the night because I'm nowhere near it. It's like, when you are this close on an earlier run, the temptation is there to keep going. Alright, that was a short hammer. I'll take it. 77. Yeah, I think I gotta cut it soon here because I still gotta work tomorrow. I think it's mostly jumping backwards and to the right that's easier to do. You know what? Let's take this one out while I'm at it. Hardly anyone there at the time. Makes sense to do it, right? Right. Yes. Really? That's how it's going to be. Really? Well, all right. Granted, I'm not as wild about jumping up here for it, but it's also only one fireball that's really in my way. Da-da-dum. So ridiculous. Oh, it's so ridiculous. Oh, far more ridiculous. Short hammer. That is definitely one of the downsides of having what seems to be a bit of a random hammer. Is you think you're in the clear, and you're not. Oh, that's right. I want to be up here, don't I? Yeah. Boom, boom. Even if he decides to come right back up, I've got a decent amount of time to go. And you're just going to hang out there. I'm going to definitely come over here. Well, there I just disproved that whole thing about not being able to jump the one way very easily. Backwards, that is. Oh, that's ridiculous. That's so ridiculous. That worked to my advantage for sure. I feel like I should go for this after all, even with the chance that I may not hit much of anything, if anything. But I need to be closer than that, don't I? Really? So... And then to waste a life like that. Yeah, I think regardless of what happens on this, we're going to call it good, and this is going to be my last run on this. For real. I think I've subjected myself to this for long enough for one night. Although the jumping backwards thing might be one of my new favorite things for any of these Donkey Kong games. It's funny what starts happening when you're like, I don't care. I don't even care what happens now. Let's have fun with it. You start getting these miraculous saves that don't even matter because it's like, dude, I'm not even to 50,000 points yet. This is not going to go well. Like when it doesn't count, I'm kicking butt. I mean, it does count if I somehow pull it out. When I feel like it doesn't count. Short hammer. Or not. That is what she said, for what it's worth, Mr. Masked Man. Hello. I'm like, how do you know Masked Man is really a masked man? It's like, oh, it's in the title. It's in the person's name. That it's likely to be a masked man. It does say masked man. Rather than H2O. Alright. It was your old clan tag. Nice. Was it kind of like a who was that masked man? Which I want to say is like a Lone Ranger thing, but probably not what you meant. But I could be wrong. Oh my goodness, 55,500. I have learned some interesting techniques to this specific version of Donkey Kong this evening. One of them is to jump from this level. Rock band in high school, character wore a bandana. Well, there you go. That's awesome. Fantastic. Out of curiosity, do I know you outside of Twitch? Oh, hell. No, no. No fireball. In a way, this should be so much easier. You've got 2 fireballs for the entire stage. Once I get past this one, I'm home free for pretty much the rest of the level, as long as I don't trip up there. Alright. You back to the Throw Money Kickstarter. That's fantastic. Were you at Portland Retro Gaming Expo? Because I feel like you might be who I think you are based on that. And you might be a quiz master. And PAX. I'd say you were a quiz master, but I don't know if that thought would carry. Yeah, Portland Retro Gaming Expo. Not long either right before or after I met Keith Robinson, who worked on Tron Solar Sailor, which was one of my favorite Intellivision games, and he just passed away this last year, unfortunately. But thankfully I was able to meet him before he passed on and tell him how much I enjoyed that game. Well, thank you again for backing that Throw Money Kickstarter. That was very nice of you. Putting that out on vinyl was definitely a life-defining moment for me. Thus far. Just being able to say that I had one album on vinyl, it's like, yep. And then the rest, it's like, oh, there's this thing now called, I'm sure you've heard about it, but it's the service I use now is called DistroKid. Pay them $35 a year and put out as many albums as you can. No additional charges. Just $35 a year. Go nuts. You want to release 15 albums in a year? Go knock yourself out. Oh, okay. Got it. See, here I thought I was being sly because there was one of the people that was a Kickstarter person was Quizmaster Carey is what they went by. My apologies for getting that wrong. I remembered meeting you though. I just forgot your name. I apologize. I'm also ridiculously terrible with names. And it's not like I met a bunch of people at Portland Retro Gaming Expo either. I met you the one time. Okay, this is dangerous, but I'll do it. Okay. I don't know if you were here to hear this part of it before, but what I think I fear the most about the fireballs in this game is that they are much faster than me, and they go up and down the ladders at that same lightning fast speed. At least in the Donkey Kong arcade version, jumping straight up on barrels really scares me on this too. Yeah, at least in the arcade version of Donkey Kong, the barrels, not the barrels, but the fireballs going, I believe they go down the ladder really fast, but they go up really slow. So you have that strategy that you can use. With this, they are super fast up or down the ladder, and they're much, much faster than you. Oh, that's bad. Okay, that worked out. And what's even funnier now that I think about it is I think, in fact, I'm almost positive, I bought this copy of Donkey Kong at Portland Retro Gaming Expo that year. And I'm only playing it here recently for the first time. All right. Oh, very nice. He says, I met Keith at that same PRGE, got my Intellivision set. I will put in my will to be buried with it. That's very cool. Yeah, I have a special love for the Intellivision, for real. And especially that game, which he apparently is one of the few that he actually had a hand in developing, was Tron Solar Sailor. That game does not get a lot of love. But then again, you are talking about one of the 4 games that use the IntelliVoice, too, so that I think that probably didn't help. And one of my favorite video game documentary world things is called Play Value. They talk about, really, there's never been a successful add-on where you have to buy a console and then you have to buy the add-on separately. There's really rarely, if ever, been a example of a successful add-on where you have to have both a console and a expansion for it. B-17 Bomber. So say it, the Angry Video Game Nerd. You know what was one of my favorite things to do in that? My dad, by the way, phenomenal at that game. Like, he would play B-17 Bomber to the point of completely bombing the Nazis and nothing left on their side of the map, and then he'd just keep going. Like, the map was basically bare. It's a difficult game. But I would, for fun, I would bomb England, which, of course, you're not supposed to do, but it was because of what it would say when you did. And be bombs away! Uh-oh, that was not a target! Yeah, the Famicom disk system, you could definitely say that, too, of course. That's a very solid point. I think what they may have meant with it is, at least in America... Yeah, that was... I just definitely led to my death right there. At the very least, it could be said that that's probably one of the most classic examples of a add-on that did well. But not in America. Yeah, the Super Game Boy is pretty legit, though, too. I mean, there are some expansions that were kind of awesome. But, like, where it was like a gangbusters thing where, you know, that was their point that they had basically made with it. Shit. All right. I think that is probably it for me. 113,400 is not a bad ending score, but clearly my best score that I was going to do happened a lot earlier this evening. 198,000. When you get right there, it's like, what, within 30,000 points of a world record. You figure, well, I'll keep at this. And sometimes that works out, and some nights like tonight, it just doesn't. That's all right, though. That was fun. I'm still glad I did that. And I am going to call it good. Thank you very much for watching. And until next time.